So I'm Deepti Tiwari, been in Auroville since the 70s, and I was invited to the Dreamweaving as a focus group member. I think they wanted me to be connected via education.
Hi, I'm Paul. I run the Auroville Botanical Gardens and I've spent 30 years here working with forest and landscape and people. I was asked to come as a focus person who could give some perspective on the forest side.
My name is Sugan. I'm part of representing the BCC, as well as I'm also working as a health coordinator, looking into the COVID and also representing the health sector here. So my role in this part is more focusing on the organizational perspective of the planning, since I represent BCC as well as the health sector. So I'd like to focus these two sectors in the planning process.
My name is Harshini. Now I'm a part of Solar Kitchen team. The residents can dream and go about their work, and we will take care of their nutrition needs.
This is some kind of a very lifetime experience, having so many architects who have a very good understanding of Auroville, who are not like also new, but rich experience here. And they've also used the plans that have been worked by other architects in the past. So they have taken as a guidance and worked to it. So it's really, we can't imagine this kind of a work being done, the effort that they really put and going into very detail, to see what is existing and what needs to come. So this all is a very good planning process. So I'm really happy to be this part of the process. But I was a little bit on the thing like, are only the architects going to develop the entire city? But when the process went through, when they invited people from all different focus groups and also community members, so I thought it's a whole process that includes all parts of Auroville or all people of Auroville into this planning process. So which is the specialization of this dreaming process.
To me, this was very, there was a lot of listening happening. For the first time in 3 months, I felt like in a place, but not in a space of anxiety or, frustration. So I felt really like a space to dream.
At least I'm not aware of a situation where so many architects, almost more than 30, but if you include all the other interventions, it's really a large number, and they've all come together. And they're all getting over their personal spaces, contributing together to something that doesn't, at least materially, benefit them. So if you think of the aim of Auroville, it's all about all of us coming together and be filled with self-giving. And that self-giving and that wholeness of self-giving gives birth to this collective realization, to this fraternity of collaboration. So what's been wonderful is to see the level of collaboration with all the people.
The space has been held really nicely, and it feels like everyone knows what's happening. And I think then that gives everyone that feeling of confidence in the process, and so they then adapt to that and it becomes very secure and safe. I think there's two really nice things that are coming through. One is ideas, and some are a bit naive and a bit sort of up in the air, but I think that's important because it's like you don't want everything to be perfect and perfect to go and ready. So I think it gives us a spectrum of ideas. Some are really practical and yeah, you could do that tomorrow, and some are like, woo, so that's good. I mean, I think that's healthy. It's not that everyone feels confined and constrained by what they think they should be doing. And then I think there's a sort of a clear understanding of perspectives and ground realities. So there's the aspiration to create the galaxy, but the ground realities today are different than they were in 1960. And so I think that sort of information is being quite well presented and positioned. And you see it's still fragmented between different presentations, but I think at the end of the process, that information will come out as a coherent body of information, which is really important and interesting. If someone wants to do a kind of an intelligent DPP that takes into effect the ground realities, I think that's what we need, and that's how we can express it to someone who's coming in to do the work.
In the future, what I think is if sector-wise, when we have detailed planning, it's more easy to compare. Now everybody's working on the entire plan. I know we are now mostly focused on the crown and the aspects of that, but it's, a lot of informations are overlapping which is good because we now then come to know the different perspectives with different architects, but a little more focused towards particular sectors and particular planning would really be interesting in the upcoming Dreamweaving process.
I wish more community members are involved. I know that has to be that also has to come from the community, and I really appreciate that it is quick. I think it would be challenging if you include more people, but still, yeah.
It's a difficult one, but I still think the quality of presentation could be improved. The fact that someone stands up with 60 slides for a 20-minute presentation is totally unfeasible. And people should be told that. I mean, you know, it's always that sense of amazement that people still don't realise that.
This 2 months, it was very good. I felt very included, a part of the community. I don't know how many others felt this way. But my fear is that this shouldn't keep happening, you know, like we should move to the steps, implementation.
This whole journey that we are on is to create a union. It has nothing to do with uniformity. So it's like a complexity in diversity that needs to be expressed. So on the level of the design process, I really hope, I really pray that nothing gets excluded. This whole variety of perspectives, somehow the final result is inclusive. Everything is in its place, but everything is present and whole. That would be my wish for the future.
It's up to the community, isn't it? I mean, it's a fantastic process. It's super creative when you sit there. You're creatively engaged in the process, so you're drawn in with that. You're also drawn in emotionally. I am, you know, like particularly with the way that people have been looking at the problems and looking at the situation, and very sensitively, so it's a very emotional process. So if the community at a larger level can buy into that, that's really good, because I think it's a way forward to look at a lot of issues to do with planning, not just the Crown.
Mother speaks about this cosmic manifestation, and she says, before it begins, that singularity before, it's a oneness of identity. But the whole process creates a oneness of unity, of union. And in the union, you don't lose the essence of that multiplicity. So Auroville is a multiplicity that in the diversity, in the complexity, it has to create the union. There is a tendency sometimes to take the shortcut and just make everything uniform, wipe out all the difference. But that, we should celebrate the difference. We just have to find its right place, is all.